Emma never liked rainy evenings. Rain made everything quiet. Too quiet. That night, she sat near the window of her small apartment. The city lights looked blurry through the rain. Cars moved slowly on the wet road. People rushed home. But Emma stayed still. She held a cup of tea in her hands, but she was not drinking it. Her mind was somewhere else. She had a good life. Her adoptive parents were kind people. They gave her love, a safe home, and a good education. They never treated her differently. They always told her she was special. But deep inside, Emma always felt one empty space. A small question lived in her heart since she was a child. Why did they leave me? She remembered being 6 years old and asking her adoptive mother, "Did my real parents not want me?" Her mother hugged her tightly and said, "Sometimes adults make hard choices. It is not because they do not love." But Emma never fully understood that answer. As she grew older, she stopped asking. She told herself it did not matter. She told herself she was fine. But on nights like this, when the rain fell softly and the world felt quiet, the question returned. Who were they? Did they ever think about her? Did she look like her mother? Did she laugh like her father? Emma had never tried to search for them. She was afraid. Afraid that maybe they truly did not want her. Afraid that maybe she was a mistake. So she chose silence. She built her life around the idea that the past should stay in the past. Suddenly, a loud knock on the door broke her thoughts. Emma jumped slightly. No one ever visited without calling first. She walked slowly to the door and opened it. No one was there. Only a small white envelope lying on the floor. Her name was written on it. Just her name. No address. No stamp. No sender. Her heart began to beat faster. She picked it up carefully and closed the door. For a moment, she just stared at it. Her hands felt cold. She told herself it was probably something simple. Maybe a mistake. But deep inside, something felt different. She slowly opened the envelope. Inside, there was only one small piece of paper. 7 words were written in black ink. "We are ready to tell the truth." Emma felt the air leave her lungs. Her fingers began to shake. Her mind went completely blank. Tell the truth? What truth? Who sent this? She read the sentence again and again. There was no name at the bottom. But she knew. Somehow she knew. Her real parents. They were the only ones who could send something like this. Her legs felt weak, and she sat down on the couch. For 25 years, there was silence. And now this. Why now? Why after all these years? Her heart felt heavy but also alive. A strange mix of fear and hope filled her chest. She tried to imagine them. Were they old now? Did they have other children? Did they regret their decision? A part of her wanted to tear the paper into pieces, to throw it away and pretend nothing happened. Life was simple before this letter. Now everything felt unstable. But another part of her, the little girl inside who always wondered, did not want to ignore it. She stood up and walked back to the window. The rain was falling harder now. Thunder rolled in the distance. Emma pressed the paper against her chest. If they wanted to tell the truth, it meant there was something she did not know. Something important. Something big enough to stay hidden for 25 years. Her phone suddenly buzzed. She looked at the screen. Unknown number. Her breathing stopped for a second. She stared at the phone as it rang. 1 ring. 2 rings. 3 rings. Should she answer? Her hands were shaking again. If she answered, her life might change forever. If she did not answer, she might never know. The phone stopped ringing. Silence filled the room again. But this silence felt different. Felt like the beginning of something. Emma looked at the letter one more time. We are ready to tell the truth. For the first time in her life, the past was not just a memory. It was reaching out to her. And deep inside, she knew something important. Whatever that truth was, it would either break her heart or finally heal it. And that night, as the rain continued to fall outside her window, Emma understood one thing clearly. The story of her life was about to change, and there was no going back. Emma did not sleep that night. The letter lay on her bedside table. She kept looking at it again and again, as if the words might change. They are ready to tell the truth. Morning came, but it did not feel normal. Her room felt smaller. The air felt heavier. She checked her phone. One new message from the unknown number. It was short. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., Riverside Cafe. Please come alone. Her heart started beating fast again. This was real. They were real. For years, her real parents were just a question in her mind. Now they had a place, a time, a voice. All day at work, she could not focus. She made mistakes. She forgot simple things. Her boss asked if she was feeling okay. She just nodded. But inside, she felt like a storm was moving through her chest. The next day came too quickly. At 3:10 p.m., Emma was already dressed and ready. She stood in front of the mirror. She looked at her face carefully. Did she have her mother's eyes? Her father's smile? She had never seen them before. She did not know what to expect. Anger? Cold faces? Or maybe guilt? At 3:30 p.m., she left her apartment. The drive to Riverside Cafe felt longer than usual. Every red light felt like a test. Every turn made her stomach twist. She almost turned back twice. What if they say they never wanted me? What if they only want something from me? But something stronger pushed her forward. The need to know. At 3:57 p.m., she parked her car. The cafe was small and quiet. It stood near the river, surrounded by tall trees. The water moved slowly, calm and silent. Emma took a deep breath. Her hands were cold. She opened the cafe door. A small bell rang. Her eyes quickly scanned the room. And then she saw them. A woman sitting near the window. A man beside her. They looked normal. Too normal. The woman's hands were shaking slightly. The man kept looking at the door every few seconds, like he was afraid she would not come. When the doorbell rang, both of them turned. Their eyes met hers, and time felt like it stopped. The woman covered her mouth with her hand. Tears filled her eyes instantly. The man stood up slowly, like his legs were weak. Emma's heart was pounding so loudly she could hear it in her ears. For a second, she could not move. She expected to feel anger, but what she felt instead surprised her. She felt connected. It was strange, like looking into a mirror that showed a different life. The woman's eyes looked just like hers. The same shape, the same color. Emma's throat felt tight. She walked slowly toward their table. No one spoke. The sound of the river outside filled the silence. Finally, the woman whispered, "Emma." Her voice broke when she said her name. Emma nodded slightly. The man pulled out a chair for her, but his hands were shaking. She sat down. The table felt too small for such a big moment. For years, she imagined this meeting. In her imagination, she would ask strong questions. She would demand answers. But now, sitting in front of them, all her words disappeared. The woman was crying quietly. "I'm so sorry," she whispered again and again. Emma stared at her. Sorry for what? The man cleared his throat, but even he looked like he was holding back tears. "We didn't know if you would come," he said softly. Emma finally found her voice. "Why now?" she asked. Just 3 words, but they carried 25 years of silence. The woman looked at the man. The man looked down at his hands. Emma felt something heavy building in the air. This was not going to be simple. The woman slowly reached into her bag and pulled out a small photo. She placed it on the table. It was a picture of a baby. Emma's breath stopped. It was her. The same small birthmark near her left ear. The same tiny fingers. "We kept this," the woman said. "Every day." Emma felt tears rising in her own eyes, but she tried to stay strong. "If you kept my picture," she said softly, "then why did you leave me?" The question finally came out. The woman broke down completely. The man closed his eyes like he was in pain. And then he said something that made Emma's heart freeze. "We did not leave you because we didn't love you." He paused. "We left you because we were afraid." Afraid? Of what? Emma's mind raced. This was not the answer she expected. The cafe suddenly felt smaller. The air felt tight. The woman looked at Emma with eyes full of regret and fear. "You were never unwanted," she said. "You were in danger." Emma felt her world shift. Danger? What kind of danger? Her heart was beating fast again, but now it was mixed with fear. This was bigger than she thought. Much bigger. The river outside continued to move calmly. But inside that small cafe, Emma felt like a storm was beginning. And she realized something important. The letter was only the beginning. The real truth was about to change everything she believed about her life. The word danger did not leave Emma's mind. It echoed inside her head again and again. Danger. She looked at both of them carefully. They did not look like criminals. They did not look like people who lived in fear. They looked tired. Not physically tired, but emotionally tired, like they had been carrying something heavy for many years. Emma leaned back in her chair. "What danger?" she asked slowly. Her voice was calm, but inside she felt like she was falling. Her real father looked toward the window before answering, as if checking something, as if making sure no one was listening. Then he spoke quietly. "Before you were born, my life was very different." Emma stayed silent. He continued, "I worked for a company, a very powerful company. First, everything looked normal. Good money, good position, respect." He paused. "But then I found something I was not supposed to find." The cafe suddenly felt colder. Emma noticed her mother's fingers tightening around a tissue. "What did you find?" Emma asked. Her father swallowed slowly. "Illegal deals, dirty money, people being hurt, lives being destroyed." Emma's heart started beating faster. This was not what she expected. She thought maybe it was a young couple who were poor, or too young, or not ready for a baby. But this was different. "I wanted to leave," her father said. "I told them I did not agree with what they were doing." "And?" Emma asked softly. "And they told me leaving was not an option." Silence filled the table. Emma felt her chest tighten. Her mother finally spoke. "After that, everything changed." "What changed?" Emma asked. Her mother's eyes filled with fear again. "Phone calls at night," she whispered. "Strangers watching our house. Cars parked outside for hours." Emma felt a cold feeling move down her spine. She imagined a small house, curtains closed, lights turned off, fear inside every room. Her father continued. "One night, someone broke our window." Emma gasped slightly. "You were only 6 months old," her mother said, tears falling again. "You were sleeping in your crib." Emma's breathing became heavier. She tried to imagine herself as a baby, small, innocent, sleeping peacefully, while outside danger was waiting. "They wanted to scare me," her father said, "to make me stay quiet." "Why didn't you go to the police?" Emma asked. "We tried," he answered. "But the people involved were powerful, very powerful." Emma's mind felt overloaded. This was not just fear. This was something serious. Her father looked directly into her eyes now. "One night, we received a message." Emma held her breath. The words that came next changed everything. "They knew your name." The cafe felt silent in a different way now, like even the air stopped moving. "They wrote your name," her father said, "and your date of birth." Emma felt like the ground under her was disappearing. "They were not just threatening me anymore," he continued. "They were threatening you." Her mother began crying again. "That was the night we decided," she whispered. Emma already knew what she meant. "That was the night we decided to let you go." Emma felt pain rise in her chest. Even though she understood, it still hurt. "You chose to give me away," she said quietly. Her mother shook her head quickly. "We chose to save you." Tears rolled down Emma's face now. She did not want to cry. She wanted to stay strong. But hearing this story felt like her whole life was changing shape. Her father leaned forward. "Do you think it was easy?" he asked gently. "Do you think we slept after that?" Emma looked at him. For the first time, she saw something clearly in his eyes. Not guilt, not shame, pain, deep pain. "We watched you from far away," her mother said softly. "We made sure you were placed with a good family. We checked every year." Emma blinked. "You watched me?" Her father nodded. "Only from a distance. Never close enough to bring danger to you. Emma felt confused. You saw me grow up? Yes, her mother whispered. Your first day of school. Your high school graduation. We were there. Far away. Emma's heart felt like it was breaking and healing at the same time. All those years she believed she was forgotten. But they were watching, protecting, suffering in silence. Why contact me now? Emma asked. Her father took a deep breath. Because the man who threatened us is no longer free. Emma's eyes widened. He was arrested last year. The room felt lighter for a moment. But fear does not disappear easily, her mother added. Emma sat back in her chair. Her mind was racing. Her whole identity was shifting. She was not abandoned. She was protected. She was not unwanted. She was hidden to survive. But another question slowly formed in her mind. If you loved me so much, she asked carefully, why didn't you fight harder to keep me? The question hung between them. Her father. Emma's question stayed in the air. If you loved me so much, why didn't you fight harder to keep me? The cafe felt completely silent. Her father looked at her, but he did not answer immediately. Her mother slowly wiped her tears, but her hands were still shaking. Finally, her father spoke. We did fight. His voice was quiet but strong. We fought until we had nothing left. Emma felt her heart tighten. What do you mean? She asked. Her mother took a deep breath. There is something we never told anyone, she said softly. Not even the adoption agency knows the full truth. Emma felt a cold wave move through her body. Her father continued. After the window was broken, things became worse. Much worse. Emma leaned forward slightly. One night, when I was coming home from work, a car followed me, he said. I tried to change roads. They stayed behind me. Her mother closed her eyes, remembering. They hit his car, she whispered. Emma's eyes widened. They crashed into you? Her father nodded. It was not an accident. Emma felt fear rise inside her again. I survived, he said. But that was the message. They wanted us to understand that they were serious. The cafe suddenly felt smaller. Her father's voice became heavier. The next morning, we found something at our door. Emma held her breath. What? Her mother began crying again. It was your baby blanket, she whispered. Emma froze. How did they get it? She asked. Her father looked straight into her eyes. They had been inside the house. Emma's body went cold. She imagined strangers standing near her crib while she was sleeping. She imagined hands touching her things. Her heart started beating fast. That was the moment, her father said. We knew we could not protect you anymore. Emma felt pain and anger mixing inside her. You could have moved, she said. We did, her mother replied quickly. Twice, but they always found us. Her father continued. They were watching, always watching. Emma tried to understand how much fear her parents must have lived with. Not fear for themselves, fear for their baby. Why not take me and leave the country? Emma asked. Her father's face changed. We tried, he said quietly. Emma stared at him. You tried. He nodded slowly. We packed our bags. We were ready to leave that night. Her mother added. But at the airport, someone walked past us and whispered your name. Emma's heart dropped. They knew, her father said. No matter where we went, they would follow. The air felt heavy again. Emma realized something terrible. They were trapped. If we kept you, her mother said, you would grow up in fear, always hiding, always running. Her father continued. Or worse, you might not grow up at all. Those words hit Emma deeply. She imagined a life full of hiding. Fake names. No friends. No normal childhood. Or something even worse. Silence filled the table again. Her mother spoke slowly. We met with a lawyer. A secret one. Someone we trusted. Emma listened carefully. He told us there was only one way to truly protect you, her father said. Emma already knew the answer. Make it look like we disappeared, she whispered. Her father nodded. And make it look like you were given up for normal reasons. financial problems, personal struggles. Emma felt tears fall down her face. "So you let the world believe you were bad parents," she said. "Yes," her mother answered immediately. "We let everyone think we did not care," her father added, "because that story was safer for you." Emma felt her chest ache. All her life, she believed they walked away easily. But now she saw something different. They destroyed their own image. They accepted being hated, so she could live peacefully. Her mother reached into her bag again. She pulled out a small folded paper. "We wrote you a letter the night we gave you up," she said. Emma's hands trembled. "You wrote to me?" Her mother nodded. "But we never sent it." "Why?" Emma asked softly. "Because if anyone found it," her father said, "they would know we still cared, and they might look for you." Emma felt the weight of their sacrifice. They did not just lose a child. They lost the right to love her openly. They lost birthdays. They lost school events. They lost bedtime stories. And they had to live quietly, pretending they did not have a daughter. Emma wiped her tears slowly. For the first time, she saw the full picture. They did not choose the easy way. They chose the painful way. Her father looked at her carefully. "There is something else," he said. Emma's heart jumped again. "What now?" she whispered. Her father's eyes filled with guilt. "The man who threatened us. He did not only want silence." Emma felt a new fear rise. "What did he want?" she asked. Her mother looked down. "He wanted revenge." Emma felt the air disappear from her lungs. Revenge for what? And the word revenge did not leave Emma's mind. Felt heavy, cold, dangerous. She looked at her parents carefully. Their faces were not angry. They were afraid. Afraid even now. "What kind of revenge?" Emma asked slowly. Her father took a deep breath. "The man I worked for," he said. "He did not only lose money when I refused to stay silent." Emma listened carefully. "He lost something more important," her father continued. "His reputation." Emma did not fully understand. Her mother explained softly. "Your father had proof, documents, records, names. If those papers became public, many powerful people would fall." Emma's heart began beating faster again. "You had evidence?" she asked. Her father nodded. "I copied everything before I left." The cafe felt smaller again. "But I never shared it," he added quickly. "Not because I was afraid for myself. I was afraid for you." Emma felt a strange mix of pride and pain. Her father tried to do the right thing. But doing the right thing came with a price. "What did he want as revenge?" Emma asked. Her father's eyes became darker. "He wanted to destroy what I loved most." Emma felt her breath slow. "You," her mother whispered. Emma froze. "He wanted to take you," her father said quietly. The world felt silent. "Take me?" Emma asked. Her voice felt weak. Her mother nodded slowly. "Not to hurt you," she said, "but to control us." Emma felt cold all over. "If he had you," her father continued, "I would do anything. I would stay silent forever." Emma understood. She was the weakness. She was the pressure point. Her father leaned back in his chair. "That is why giving you up was not just about safety," he said. "It was about removing his power over us." Emma felt tears in her eyes again. They did not give her away because they stopped loving her. They gave her away so no one could use her. "But what happened to the evidence?" Emma asked. Her father looked at her carefully. "I hid it." "Where?" she asked. He did not answer immediately. "Somewhere safe," he said finally. "Somewhere no one could find." Emma noticed something in his voice. Something unfinished. "Do you still have it?" she asked. Her father looked at her with deep seriousness. "Yes." Emma's heart jumped. "Why keep it?" she asked. "Why not destroy it?" Her father's answer surprised her. "Because truth matters." The words were simple but strong. "I promised myself," he said, "if the day ever came when he could not hurt you anymore, I would finish what I started." Emma realized something important. They did not only hide. They waited. They waited for the right moment. And now? Emma asked softly. Her father nodded slowly. He was arrested last year for other crimes. Smaller ones. But he is old now. Sick. Weak. Emma felt something strange. Relief. But also fear. If he is arrested, she asked carefully, then why do you still look afraid? Her mother and father looked at each other. There was something more. There is one problem, her father said quietly. Emma felt her stomach tighten. What problem? He has a son. Silence. Emma felt her heart drop again. A son? She whispered. Her mother nodded. He is not like his father, she said quickly. But we do not know how much he knows. Emma's mind started racing. So the danger could still be there? Her father did not answer directly. We contacted you only after we were sure no one was watching, he said. We checked. We waited months. Emma felt confused. You checked on me? Yes, her mother said softly. From far away. Emma looked down at the table. All these years, she believed she was alone. But she was not. They were watching in silence, protecting from a distance. But why tell me everything now? Emma asked. Her father looked at her seriously. Because you deserve the truth. Emma felt something shift inside her. All her life, she carried one painful belief. They left because she was not wanted. But now she understood something very different. They left because she was too important, too loved, too valuable to risk. Her mother slowly reached across the table. This revenge story is not only about fear, she said. It is about choice. Emma looked at her. We chose your future over our happiness. Tears fell silently from Emma's eyes. She finally understood the depth of their sacrifice. But another thought slowly formed in her mind. If the evidence still exists, she asked carefully, does that mean the story is not finished? Her father looked at her with serious eyes. No, he said quietly. It is not finished. Emma felt something new inside her. Not fear, not sadness, strength. For the first time, she was not just the baby who needed protection. She was an adult now. And maybe the story was no longer only about what her parents lost. Maybe it was about what they could finally fix. But one question still remained in H. Emma could not stop thinking. Even after leaving the cafe, even after reaching home, even after sitting alone in the dark. Her parents' words were still inside her mind. He has a son. The danger was not fully gone. The past was not fully buried. She stood near her window again, watching the city lights. 2 days ago, her life was normal. Now she knew she was part of something bigger. Her phone suddenly vibrated. Unknown number. Her heart skipped a beat. Slowly, she answered. Hello. Silence. Then a calm male voice. You met them today. Emma felt the air leave her lungs. Who is this? She asked. The voice ignored her question. You look like her, the man said quietly. Your mother. Emma's hand started shaking. Who are you? She asked again. There was a short pause. You already know, the voice replied. And then the call ended. Emma stood frozen. Her heart was beating so loudly she could hear it in her ears. He has a son. The words echoed again. Was that him? How did he know? Was she being watched? Emma quickly locked her doors and closed her curtains. Her breathing became fast and heavy. For years, her parents lived like this. Always checking. Always careful. Now she understood their fear. But something inside her changed at that moment. Instead of only fear, she felt anger. Not angry at her parents. Not even angry at the man. Angry at the situation. Angry that her childhood was shaped by someone else's evil. Angry that her parents had to suffer in silence. She picked up her phone and called her father. He answered immediately. Emma, there was a call, she said quickly. A man. He knew I met you. Silence. Then she heard her mother's voice in the background. What happened? Her mother asked nervously. Her father's voice became serious. What did he say? Emma repeated the words. You look like her. Her father took a slow breath. That is him, he said quietly. Emma felt cold again. So he knows, she whispered. Yes, her father replied. But listen to me carefully. If he wanted to hurt you, he would not call. He is testing. Testing. Emma felt a strange calm enter her body. He wants to scare us, she said. Yes, her father replied. Just like before. Emma walked slowly across her room. She realized something important. All these years, her parents ran. They hid. They sacrificed. But now she was not a baby anymore. She was not someone who could be taken or controlled. She was strong, educated, independent. Dad, she said slowly. Her father stayed silent, waiting. I don't want to run. There was a long pause on the phone. Her mother spoke softly. Emma, this is not your fight. Emma closed her eyes. Yes, she said. It is. Her voice was steady now. If he is still trying to scare us, it means he is afraid too. Her father did not respond immediately. Emma continued. He is afraid of the truth. Silence filled the call again. Her father finally spoke. You sound just like me, he said softly. Emma felt something strong growing inside her. For years, she believed she was the weak part of the story. But maybe she was the missing strength. What if we stop hiding? She asked. Her mother gasped slightly. What are you saying? Her father asked carefully. I'm saying we finish it, Emma replied. The words felt powerful. Clear, right? Her father's breathing became heavier. Emma, this is dangerous. Living in fear is also dangerous, she answered calmly. Silence. Then her father spoke again, but this time his voice carried something new. Pride. You are braver than we were at your age, he said. Emma felt tears in her eyes again, but this time they were not from pain. They were from strength. Maybe we don't fight with anger, she continued. Maybe we fight with truth. Her father understood immediately. The evidence, he whispered. Yes, Emma said. For the first time, she was not just listening to the story. She was becoming part of it. Her mother spoke softly. If we do this, there is no going back. Emma looked around her apartment, at her peaceful life, at her normal routine, at everything she could lose. But then she thought about her parents. Years of hiding, years of silence, years of guilt. I don't want our story to end in fear, she said quietly. Another long silence. Then her father spoke with strong clarity. Come tomorrow morning, he said. I will show you everything. Emma felt her heart beat with a new kind of energy. Not fear, not confusion, purpose. After the call ended, she stood quietly in her room. The unknown voice did not call again. The night felt still, but Emma was no longer the same person. The little girl who once wondered why she was left was now a woman ready to face the truth. Somewhere out there, the man's son believed he still had power, but he did not understand something important. Emma was not a weakness. She was